Alright, and we're going.
Alright.
Look at that. I know. Start of something new, maybe. Or not. Could be really sad.
Yeah, well, let's see how this goes.
Alright. I hope you hit R because I'm already going for it. So, welcome to the first official episode of the Munchkin the Meatball podcast. It's me, Stan Van, and Boo Radley. You want to introduce
Yeah,
yourself?
hello. I guess I am Boo Radley for this then. Yeah, we'll see where this goes. We have aspirations, not high aspirations, but if we can just get
They're
people to listen,
aspirations
you know,
nonetheless.
it's all we ask for.
True. If I have one person who listens, I'll hug them.
Dare you?
Unless it's like your mom or something, that'd be kind of
I don't know if I want her listening to this anyways, you know?
True. You don't know what's going to be in it. Let's just jump right into it, bro.
Alright.
So, this is more a thing that happens to me all the time. I am always on Instagram in the Explore page. Like, I send you those videos all the time. And sometimes I'll see like a hype inspirational video, and I'll be like, oh, that's a really cool song. And I'll like look for it. Like the other day, it was I was looking, and it turned out to be a Macklemore song with the kids singing, like the choir.
Oh, yeah.
And like the song was so, like, the chorus was good, but he's sitting there rapping about I made my bed and I thought when I was gay, and I was like, oh well, I can't really identify with that one, champ.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Has this ever happened to you?
I don't think it's
Anime
happened with...
video, you know, AMV.
No, it's more like back when Vine was big.
Oh,
Like you would watch like a big sports clip, and it'd be more like an EDM song. You'd be like, oh, that drop was sweet, and then you go to listen to it, and you're like, well, the rest of the song's pretty mediocre.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Because then the next drop's
Everything
like the
turns
same thing, except for a little like different.
What was his name? Avicii? Yeah, Avicii. Everything's just an Avicii song.
Basically, yeah.
Really good chorus, but everything else is terrible.
Yeah, basically. I mean, my Instagram feed's mostly just, like, weird FIFA stuff and girls that I don't know why they're there.
Well, it's like it's not like my...
No,
like
that's what I meant, yeah,
page,
the Explore page.
Over.
Like, I'll go to mine right now, and
Yeah.
it's not that interesting.
Really? Yeah. I get Liddy videos all the time.
Like, right now.
Especially...
It's just... Well, that's a weird video right there. I don't know what it is, but I don't normally get that. Yeah.
I wonder if I'm gonna see another... Oh, what the fuck is that anime called? Oh, you know
you talking about
Full Metal Alchemist?
Brotherhood? Yeah.
Yeah. That's still the weird... Like, I had, like, right now, the video for Instagram TV is Rick and Morty, when that alien dude is just shoveling Szechuan sauce into his mouth. So, I get the Liddy ones all the time. But back to Full Metal Alchemist. We'll talk about that for a second. Does that dude... He literally just torches her alive with a fucking Zippo? Like...
That's not really the Zippo. I mean, that's just more supplying him more power.
Yeah, well, I mean, he carved that thing into his hand, so he's got a cool tattoo now. I guess he lost his gloves or whatever.
Yeah.
But
it's been a little while since I watched that.
Did she just stab him right before that with her weird, like, pointy fingers?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure she did.
Yeah. And then he's like, alright. But, like, would that really kill you? I think I could tank one of those.
What, getting stabbed? Or...
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah, it depends on where you get hit. It's like any stab, really.
I mean, a stab to the stomach, I feel like it definitely walk that boy off.
Not if you start bleeding out.
Well, you know, just walk over to your friendly stove and heat it up and put that pan on it.
Oh, actually, no, you know what? He did use his flames to cauterize himself, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like this fucking scene in Walking Dead with the brother when he cuts his hand off when they leave him handcuffed to the thing in the very beginning. And he has to, like, cut his hand off.
Sounds fucking terrible.
I mean, would you cut your hand off? Would you rather be eaten by zombies or cut your hand off and then cauterize
cut my
it?
hand off.
That's gonna take some... You gotta go through some bone. You thought cutting chickens was annoying. Imagine trying to cut your hand off.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very easy. Especially when you're not focused correctly.
You think,
and if you have to use your weak hand.
Alright, so... Yeah, well, it wasn't. It was his left hand was handcuffed. He's right-handed. But how much force does it take to cut through a hand? Because at that point, you might as well try just to cut the fucking, like, handcuff thing themselves.
No, it would...
Like, what is the force required?
It would definitely take much less to cut the hand than it would take to cut through steel.
But you gotta go through your wrist.
If you hit your wrist, actually, if you hit your wrist wrong, you'll fucking die, but...
Oh, actually, how would you cut? Because you can't cut... How do you cut your hand off?
You'd have to make it clean. There's no way you would survive going through, like...
Well, I mean, like, because, you know, across for attention, down for results. How do you get that without just, like, bleeding out? Like, you just gotta go for it, or can you do it with, like, a saw?
I mean, you could do it with a saw, but I don't know how long you would last.
You think you just pass out?
You would probably pass out from shock.
Hmm.
Well, that's, like, not really related, but, like, the myth that you, die from shock from jumping from a building before you hit the ground.
Oh, yeah, that's not true.
That's not true at all.
Well, because it'd be so stupid if your body's like, I'm in danger, better go nap time.
Yeah, because, like, the other examples, like, if you jump out of a plane with a parachute, your body doesn't go into shock.
That dude who fell from space for, like, the Red Bull event, he did pass out for a second, though.
That's a little different.
Master Chief style.
At that point, it might be a thing of oxygen circulation.
I think it was just falling so fast.
Oh.
So lead us into our lovely second point, Brad.
Yep.
What would your finishing anime attack be?
Oh, God. Does it have to be one that's already out there, or can I make it up?
No, you can make it up. Make it up.
What kind of style anime are we in? Is it anything goes?
Oh, this is boilerplate shonen. I'm talking like you are a piece of bread in terms of shonen.
So I'm pretty basic.
You're Deco. Yeah.
I would probably like give him one good punch to the chest.
Just one good one.
And then
really good one.
And then another uppercut. And then I'd have some kind of beam that just pierces straight through the skull. And that's the end of it.
Why don't you just lead with the skull? Why don't you just go with the skull beam first? Why you gotta lead with the 2 punches?
You gotta make him have some pain.
Well, I mean...
If you're in a shonen like that, do you really need an insta-death?
I mean, that guy would be cool. He has an insta-death move, he didn't even fuck around. He just hit him right with the attack.
I mean, I guess if you're going with that case, but... I don't know. Well, to be fair, how many people actually kill in shonen anime? Not very many do.
Fair, but this is a bit more... It's got a higher taste, you know? Some older people watch it. So there's some murder going on in there.
Fair enough. Yeah, no.
Like, sick murder, though.
I mean, no. I'm gonna stick with the you know, punch to the chest, uppercut, get him in the air, and then just go for the head.
That's a real Dragon Ball style right there.
I mean, yeah.
Alright, I got a real good one. So, it, you know, you do some weird hand signs shit, I don't know what. Just clap them like you're a monk or something. And, you hit them with, like, this little, like, ball. It's like a little light ball. And then it flips their skin inside out.
Oh, God.
Like, it just turns them inside out, and they just die.
I was gonna say, that's definitely not insta-death, though, if their skin's just turning inside out.
Well, no, it's like, it literally, like, flips everything, so all that stuff's on the outside.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's some real bloodbender shit. Because, like, you see that guy do that, that's a main villain attack right there. Like, that man...
Yeah, that's definitely more of a villain attack than if you're going for a hero approach.
Could you imagine, like, the hero, like... the hero's master or whatever gets turned inside out? Like, he got skin.
Yeah. But then could you imagine that the other way around, to where the hero uses that on the villain? Then everybody's like, oh!
Or would it just be, like, basically a thing ripping off the skin? Because I just want to see their small intestine fall on the ground. It'd be kind of goofy.
You could do that plenty of ways. You don't have to rip the skin off.
I know, but it'd be a shock factor. You know, you see the eyeballs there, and they look down, and they're just, like, pulsating muscle and blood. That's a finishing move right there.
Yeah.
Do that to an army.
You would really finish
No one wants to fight that guy. No one wants to fight that guy. I could maybe beat you, but not the dude that just flips me inside out.
Yeah? Alright, I see where you're coming from. That's definitely fair.
You can't even heal from that. Your skin just grow back?
I don't know. There's some real ass pulls out there where you could probably heal from it.
Oh, yeah, but you're still gonna be down. That doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
But, like, imagine I'm just petty. I would just start throwing, like, kosher salt at you. Like, I would just ascend.
You just have salt on you at all times.
Yeah, it's just literally like I'm preparing for, like, demons so I can make salt circles. But I just throw the salt at you once your skin, like, it's your bottom skin. And then that's like just pain.
I mean,
because that's not supposed to be
there. That's they used to do back in the day. They used to, back in, like, medieval times, they would skin people and then put salt on them.
It's a good salted meat. Some nice cured pork. You ever seen the things where they get the birds to eat you?
Yeah.
Like they leave, like the crows or whatever, and they just pick. Is it ravens? It's something. One of those fucky birds.
Vultures.
Is it It might be. They just start picking you apart while you're alive. Isn't that Greek? That's how that guy's constantly
Definitely
dying?
Greek. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's getting like eaten by his like liver or something or kidneys. I don't know.
Oh, this is a...
Imagine the bird like that. That's that bird's job. It's got tenure. You know, it's been in the people eating guts union for like 35 years. It's got time under its belt. It's making like 120 grand a year for doing nothing.
It's a really morbid start to this, isn't it?
Well, you want to hop on to another one then?
Yeah, I guess we can.
I think 3 and 4 lead into it because... Alright. I have a very specific nitpick here.
Sure.
And it is specifically towards the white, younger female. Mostly 18 to like 22 is the only people I've seen doing this. Why do you put your ID on the back of your phone?
You gotta show people who you are.
What is the point? Why?
I honestly don't have a good answer for you, because, yeah.
Like, or their debit card? It's like, what are you trying to prove to me here?
Yeah, that's honestly the dumbest thing, is a debit card.
It's like, do you want to see the first couple numbers to my thing? You can just hard input the rest, you might get it.
Especially if you have a clear phone case.
Yeah, I actually like seeing on Instagram when girls like take a picture and their phone's up and you can see how shitty they look in their ID. Or sometimes they don't. But let's be honest, if someone looked good in their ID, they're probably a murderer. Because I've never seen anyone look good in like a state ID or a driver's license.
Yeah, for both of mine, they didn't look very good, I can tell you that.
You look like the most beautiful boy, I think.
I would not agree with you, but alright.
Did they tell you to jump to get in the picture, or no?
They did not, no. I would have been very upset.
I always see like the camera they take the picture with. It's so high off the ground.
What?
It's a solid like.
I'm pretty sure they can reposition it.
Okay, so. Do they? They just put it down?
Yeah, I mean I haven't had to take a photo since last year, so. But I'm pretty sure they just put it down. It's like just kind of slides.
Yeah, I'm the magic height. I can fit in almost any of those. You know, they don't gotta edit it that hard, unless some dude who was like 6'8" was before me, and then you know, that guy just sucks.
Yeah, but another thing is, so people buy those like accessories for phones, where you can basically just turn the outside of your phone into a wallet. That's stupid too.
Yeah, what's the point?
Because
of
if you lose your phone, you lose everything.
Well, I mean, you can make the same argument or case with a wallet, but why? Like, your phone is my wallet is always in my left back pocket.
Yeah.
Or if I'm wearing shorts, it's in one of the pockets. Yeah. My phone is constantly like out, and it's always facing people. Why would I want all of that like out and about?
I don't know.
I gain nothing.
It's really just
you don't look cool.
I understand a convenience standpoint, I guess, but other than that, there's literally no advantage.
No, is it more convenient because your phone's always out, so you can just like rip it out of the wall? Like, here's my debit card for your paying for stuff.
Yeah,
saves you that extra 5 seconds.
But even so, the way things are going, people are going to start paying with their phones anyways. A lot of people already do.
That is true. I get more money back if I pay with my phone from that Apple Pay shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just trying to get you to get more on their side.
You don't got Google Pay, bro? You don't got Google Pay?
I've never tried setting it up, but to be honest, I really don't want to.
I mean, you don't really need to. I just did it for more money back on things if I ever use my phone to buy it.
I don't know if Google Pay has that, though. I don't think it does.
I mean, it's that Apple credit card.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, that's a full credit card. Google Pay, I would literally just be putting my debit card on there.
Do you think that as soon as, like, an Android company, I don't know the big ones, but say any of them figure out, like, the Android version of FaceTime and iMessage, that there won't be a competition anymore? Because that's the only thing keeping Apple afloat over, like, Android, is that iMessage is so nice and FaceTime is cool.
I don't know. I mean, the Google setup, you know, with what the messenger you have on there is not too bad. It's pretty simple setup. And you can do face calls from it.
Yeah, but let's be honest here. FaceTime is so smooth.
I don't know. I've never really tried to use the one from Google.
Well, if I was to, like, call Chris right now, since we both have iPhones, I would just go to his number or his contact in my phone, or I can do it from the text message. You just click on it, and you can just hit FaceTime.
Pretty sure I could do the same thing.
But does it run as good, is my question.
I don't... Yeah, I could do it from mine, too. I don't know. I've never really had an opportunity to try it.
What about... iMessage is really good. For group chats, iMessage is 100% superior. As of right now.
I guess, man. I mean... I didn't want to turn this into a Google versus Apple debate.
That's just where it led, brother. That's just how it be.
The main reason I decided to switch to a Google product, I mean just an Android product in general, was I didn't like Apple limiting all of my apps and where I have to download from and what I can download.
Oh, yeah, you like those APK files?
Well, not just that, and I just like the setup of the Android device better. I don't know, it's a lot smoother for me.
Yeah, you get a lot more freedom, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know. One day the robots that took us over will look back and laugh at us for this.
How stupid are you people?
Yeah, be like, they should have realized the Nokia was superior, and you're like, oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. Is Nokia ever gonna make a comeback?
I mean, they still make phones, but...
Yeah, but they make phones for the dudes that drive trucks and...
Yeah, they're even bigger bricks than phones already are nowadays, so it's, like, not worth using.
If anything, they keep their Nokia phone for when they say something racist, they can hit someone with it if they try to attack them. That's why those people have those Nokia phones.
Probably right. Not gonna fight you on that one.
I think... but the same people that put their IDs on the back of their phone... This is the next thing we're talking about, by the way, in case you're wondering. 100% are the same people that would be like, my dad said I can get a puppy if I get 200 likes, or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, and any other people that just fish for Twitter likes?
Oh, yeah, those accounts that, like, I've seen this same video 8,000 times, and it's your dog now? Oh, boy. Yeah. I think it's the same puppy picture. These accounts are getting lazy.
Or there's those people that think that they can change the way not the way a company works, but what a company will do. So, like, with Netflix as an example, they'll, like, go into Netflix's DMs and be like, how many retweets for you to get blah, blah, blah back on there? And they're like, alright, people, they said it. And I'm like, they probably didn't, for one. And two, do you really have the outreach to make that happen?
But then you get situations like Wendy's, where they definitely did say that, and now we have the spicy nugs back. So it's a fine line you're walking, because sometimes...
I mean, some companies will do it, but they also got a famous rapper that was endorsing it. It's not...
I guess it's like when I yell at Ronnie 2K on Twitter about things that he can't fix.
It's not like some random clout chaser asked them, like, alright, if I, a person who has, let's say, maybe 2,000 followers, that's a little high, but still, 2,000 followers, gets 1 million retweets, will you bring this back? It's like, good luck. Good luck.
But no, dude, there's those... I know people that have 2,000 followers on Twitter, so it's not that hard. I'm just not an attractive tan 5'2" girl with a very nice smile.
Or a 6'1" white ripped dude.
D1 athlete.
Yeah,
D1 athlete, D1 6'2". He's going for lacrosse.
Yeah.
He's gonna change the game.
Yeah.
Not that guy. Don't fall into either of those two categories. But, like, okay, so say you are, like, the Wendy's, and this random influencer, you don't know who they are, but they look the part. They got, let's say, like, 15K followers on, like, Twitter, maybe 10 on Instagram. So 25K total. Yeah. And they send you a nice DM. They're like, how much for a free hamburger for the rest of my life? What, like... If I saw that, I'd be like, I'm not giving you a hamburger.
Yeah, it's like...
Or do you think that one dude who's ripped, who doesn't eat hamburgers probably, getting a free hamburger would look good for the publicity's sake? Is that why you would do it?
No, because then he's probably not even eating them, so you're just wasting it. And even the publicity's not that great.
Well, no, but just imagine this random guy is like, oh my god, Wendy's gave me a free hamburger for the rest of my life. You know, like, that has to look kind of cool for them anyways.
Yeah, from the business perspective, I guess it looks kind of cool. But it all comes down to how much support and how much, you think you can make off of it.
Yeah, true. So, what would you rank the big fast food? You got McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Arby's, Carl's Jr. I think there's a couple more. How would you rank their Twitter game? Who do you think has got the best? In terms of just straight...
I mean, obviously, Wendy's is on top.
You think Wendy's?
I don't know, because to be honest, and this is my opinion, I think it's all stupid in the first place. I just think it's worthless, them trying to fit in with today's, teens and youth, and just trying to look cool.
I mean, today's teens are tomorrow's buyers. You gotta hit them while they're young.
That's a fair point, but even so, it's mostly just cringy shit to me.
Yeah, you ever see that? I think Arby's has the best, because that dude on Arby's, or girl, or whatever they identify as, they 100% are just giving, like, internet artists free publicity. Have you ever seen the Arby's? It'll be like a ketchup drawing of, like, My Hero Academia, and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah, they do that, which is cooler than just being trolls on other fast food's Twitter accounts.
I still think the same person runs all of them. He's just sitting there bouncing back and forth between accounts.
That's why they all attack each other.
What can I say that's funny? Yeah. What about when, like, two neighboring restaurants, like when the Chick-fil-A and the Popeyes were fighting? Be like, we have chicken sandwiches over here, and Popeyes be like, ours are better. And they'd be like, you don't have them. And they're fighting with the signs, like where they put the specials and stuff. Do you think that's funny? Does that have a place?
I mean,
in your world?
Yeah, in a way it is. But at the end of the day, that's not really what I go on Twitter for.
What are you on Twitter for, Brad? What are you looking for?
I don't know, mostly news, just not like news, like world news, just like news to the stuff I enjoy, games, sports, stuff like that.
I think the only reason I'm on Twitter is to randomly like things, and that maybe you guys will see it.
I mean, that's not too bad.
I like sending the goofy stuff I find on Twitter.
You do like that and Instagram. You like sending that stuff.
It's because it's so, like, I don't know why I find it, but I find it.
It just kind of shows up for you on a silver platter. You're like, oh, what is this?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I'm the Indiana Jones of Instagram messages, I'm out there, I'm going through the tunnels, I'm on the accounts no one wants to go for.
You find a gem, but then you pull it back and it's a trap.
Well, I'm not going to say that I've went through thousands and thousands of tons of hentai to find the memes I found, but it might be.
That sounds like a personal problem to me, Chief.
You say problem, I say it's a life-changing experience.
It's definitely life-changing, I'll give you that.
Yeah, for better or for worse.
I didn't say which one,
I'm no longer fazed by a tentacle. I've grown accustomed to them.
Yeah, it's sad when that happens.
It's sad because I think in, like, terms of anime, like, the dude that has, like, the tentacle aura, like, where they're just kind of moving back and forth is cool. But can't really do that anymore because, tentacle goes inside the girl isn't a cool power.
Yeah, it wouldn't really work in today's media.
No, they'd be like, why is this guy smacking her? It would be so easy for the internet people to, make that tentacle aura into something it's not.
Oh, the internet people that you really don't want to get involved with.
You think that's been the decline in, like, live action? Like, maybe we shouldn't make Sonic because the people might have, they might take this a bit too far.
Well, I mean, hell, they're still going for it, aren't they?
Yeah, but I mean, like, do you think that's been a decline? Because they're like, the furries are powerful. Did you see what they did to Tony the Tiger years ago?
Oh, it is not something you want to talk about. I mean, you could talk about it, but it's not a good thing. Yeah. Not a good thing. I'll say that.
It's just funny. Do you think it's just not, like, when you do stuff like that, I think that's, how Pitbull had to perform in Alaska? When you give the internet the power Turns out people are just assholes.
Yeah, that's
or
basically it in a nutshell. But it's so funny to think how small like internet problems really are, because it's just a really, really small group of people that's opinion gets heard, and it just fucks up everybody else's day.
I mean, sometimes, yeah.
Well, that's like with people that try and critique like movies or shows. You know, they have a problem with it because of their own personal issues. But, you know,
everyone's a movie critic if you think about it. And that's not sarcasm.
No, I mean, that's true. But you shouldn't let your opinion... Say you're really excited for a movie, but you see a critic say, oh, this happened and this happened, and I think it's bad because, you know, this and this. You shouldn't let that opinion, unless you know it's actual issues within the movie, like with the acting in general, or just the plot in general. But if you wanted to see it, why don't you just go see it yourself? I wouldn't just sit there and trust someone unless they're super credible.
Are you telling me the moist meter doesn't have the weight on my life I thought it does?
Well, I mean, is he if he's credible enough to you, then I think it does.
The moist meter is the most credible of things to watch.
I won't fight you on that.
All right, Brad. On to the next lovely topic. We're gonna skip past the one that I was hovering on and go straight for the last one. So, have you ever actually seen Emilia Clarke without her Game of Thrones wig? Like, have you seen the actress herself? What she looks like?
I've never really thought to look into it. Not gonna lie.
Well, I'll describe it. It's the biggest trap. She looks.
I'll do this right now.
Doesn't look like she would match that at all.
Let's see.
Like, you know what her Game of Thrones like character looks like.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I don't watch it, but yeah.
No, she doesn't look like.
Well,
she would look like that.
I think it's mostly the hair.
The hair, yeah. She's got like thin hair as a real person, but
and not the same color character. But, you know.
Oh yeah, the white, and it's weird to get over. Do you think she thought that role would go as far as it did?
Well, let's see. I mean, I'm not knowledgeable on it. What season did she end up coming in?
She's been in since the beginning. I'm pretty sure. Since season 1.
Since the beginning. Well, then maybe I was gonna say if she came in at a later point, then maybe she would have already known. But I don't know. It depends on just the popularity of the books at the time of them recording the first season, really.
I don't even think it was the books. I think it's that Game of Thrones had tits, ass, and fighting, and it was nice.
But to be fair, there's a lot of shows out there that try and do that.
Yeah, but this was high budget. It looked nice.
It's all in the budget
story
from
was
HBO.
Interesting.
That's mostly the big point of it.
HBO's got that infinite. I don't know where their money comes from, because who still uses HBO? But they got deep pockets. They must.
They probably made so much money back when The Sopranos was airing that they're just shitting it out still.
You think? You think that HBO lives on their two big shows?
They have to be.
They used all the Sopranos money to fund for the Game of Thrones, and now they're going to use the Game of Thrones money for something else.
Who knows what else? But they're going to be funding something else.
I thought it was the Game of Thrones prequel.
So just more Game of Thrones, you know?
Well, I mean, it didn't end the hottest, but it was the most popular show.
I'm not going to knock them for it, but like. There's always that thing, it's like with sitcoms, it's like, alright, what's the next big sitcom that's gonna come up? Because even if...
Dude, there's infinite sitcoms. For every breath I take, there's 1,000
I understand on that, but there's only so many that can run for so long, like the Big Bang Theory. A lot of people don't like it for certain reasons, but there are a lot of people that loved it. In the same way with like How I Met Your Mother, stuff like that. Like,
I was not a fan of How I Met Your Mother. The show just never got me.
I enjoyed it very much.
Did you?
But even
I mean, you could be like today's audience and try to watch Two Broke Girls.
Or like going even further back, like Everybody Loves Raymond. Like that show aired for so long.
I like that. I mean,
it's a good show. I'm not gonna, but like,
but the King and Queens. Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
With that one dude. Yeah.
Wasn't that Kevin James?
What other sitcoms were there from back in the day?
There's Friends, which is obvious.
So a sitcom is a situational comedy, right? So. But the shows from the 90s, aren't they all just sitcoms anyways? Like the Fresh Prince,
the
Cosby Show.
A lot of the live action shows you would see on Nickelodeon as a kid, like Nick at Night and stuff like that. That's all sitcoms. Full House,
George Lopez.
Yeah, they're all sitcoms.
You know what's weird? I remember being blown away as a kid that realizing his name is actually George Lopez.
Oh no, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I was like, wait, this guy had got a show named after his real name.
That's like I didn't realize when I was younger for not too long, but that Everybody Hates Chris was about Chris Rock. Even though he narrates it, but like I was young and dumb.
But like, if you don't see the first episode, and you're a stupid kid, you're just like, why is this weird guy narrating the show? Also, why does this family eat chicken so much? Like...
I think a funny thing about sitcoms is that you can tell the difference in quality from if it's written for children or if it's written for adults. There's just such a big difference in quality.
Well, I don't even think it's quality. I think it's just the jokes. Like it's
that would still fall under quality. The quality of the writing.
I'm not saying the kids ones are bad. It's just like it's so by the books formula for each one.
Yeah, that's
just
fair enough.
Be like, the mom might make a dirty joke. The dad will sit there and be like, and then the son will be like, mom or daughter.
And to be fair, in a kids one, you can't have. I would say you can't have as many like sad or depressing moments as you would in a normal sitcom, because even in those you don't have too many. Like if you got to end a season, you got to end it on a cliffhanger, right? So sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's just it's heartwarming even, but I don't know.
Who's the Nickelodeon executive? Right? Was he the executive? Who's the dude that liked hugging all the girls and was a really weird?
I honestly I have no clue who you're talking about.
Was he the guy that did Victorious? Isn't that him? Who's the? You know the show Victorious, right?
Yeah, no, I mean I watched it when I was younger. Yeah.
Younger? You're not... Jesus Christ, Brad! This show's not that old, was it?
Yeah, it is. That was. I think that went off the air before I even. Before I entered high school.
I don't believe you. I don't know. There's no way.
Well, look it up. What year did it end?
Oh, not Victoria. Was it with an A? How the fuck was this show? Oh, I'm spelling Victorious really.
Oh.
I'm
so there.
Not good at spelling. Victorious. Oh my god, that's a rap video. Victorious show. Let's look up this wiki. When did this show end? Plot. Victoria Justice is Tori Vega. Well, that's cool. Okay, so 2012 is when it ended. It was that long ago?
That was literally right when I was entering high school.
Okay, I guess the last time it aired actually was February 2nd, 2013?
Okay, so still I would have been very, very young in high school.
Yeah.
Oh.
That show, it aired in 2010?
Yeah?
Dan Schneider. Is Dan Schneider this dude I was thinking of? I hope I didn't discredit this man's whole life by, saying that he likes children, but... Is it Dan Schneider? That sounds like a person who would do that. Back to looking it up. Dan Schneider. Do you have no info on Dan Schneider, Brad?
I just know that he's the one that really made all that.
Yeah, no, this guy definitely looks like he likes children. 100%. Look up a picture of this man. There is nothing about him that screams he doesn't like children.
Alright, yeah, we're going. We're good. I mean, I said R again, so...
He literally...
There's a long black line, yeah.
His hair just looks fake.
Alright.
Now I got.
I'm pretty sure this guy was just Nick's writer who wrote everything for them.
I'm probably not. Let's be honest.
Oh lord, yeah, I see what you mean.
Hope you didn't just lose that whole stuff.
I would definitely be
just sound like I'm talking
hard pressed to
no one. Just make sure it's still there. Oh my god, this guy did Good Burger. The Dan Schneider
I would be
did
hard
Good
pressed
Burger.
to, let him around my children. But,
You don't gotta.
not
You
a
don't
parent,
gotta.
so
You don't gotta. Oh, you resumed it, right? You didn't start a new one.
not yet.
I mean, is there a long thing there, Brad? Oh, beautiful. Close enough. Yeah, but Dan Schneider definitely. Holy shit, Zoe 101 was 2005. Yeah, he looks like he did a bit more than right. That's all I'm gonna say. He looks like... Okay. Oh my god, what is this? A petition for Dan Schneider to... Okay. There's a picture where he's hugging the blonde girl from iCarly, and this is terrifying. What am I... Oh my... Okay. We should move on from Dan Schneider.
I mean, I feel like that just changes anything at that point.
You are not a parent, this is true. You haven't fucked up yet. Alright, this is... The next thing is just more of a joke that happened to me the other day. So I was sitting in my room. I had nothing else to do. I was like, oh, well, let's just
run that basically is what it boils down to.
I did. And I got a little quenched, because, you get a little parched. So I was like, what's around me? I got water? Nah, I was like, I got Sprite still.
Just pour it on himself.
That Sprite. Cracked that boy open and tasted it. I've never tasted anything better in my life. And I don't know what about, usually Sprite's okay. I enjoy Sprite. It's good. Sprite Lemonade's my favorite. But
that's funny, because that happens in the anime/manga Dr. Stone.
It tastes like what I think the Fountain of Youth.
No, it's just funny because you brought up you brought up that point. It's like he's trying to get all the people on his side, so he makes some addition every taste before, and he thought it tasted terrible, but they all thought it was the best thing in the world.
I understand now, because they think it's the best goddamn drink ever invented. They think I'm giving them stuff to make them live forever.
Oh, definitely.
Could you imagine giving a caveman a Sprite? If he knew to drink it, not to throw it at the wall or something, or try to just eat it. If he knew to drink it, do you think you'd see his pupils would expand and the whole universe would shoot out?
You see, not only was their mind blown from the taste, but their mind was blown from the fact that their stomach didn't hurt as bad afterwards.
God damn it, Brad.
How many times do you think they vomited from just eating raw stuff, or died in that case from eating raw stuff, until they found out maybe I should do something else with this? Oh, there are some dead people out there, yeah.
So, you think the same thing happened the first time someone cooked meat? They were just used to gnawing at this thing, and then some dude shows up. He's like, "Hold on, guys, what are you on about? You see this thing over here?" And he points to it.
Yeah, but you also have to hope you have the antidote to fix it.
And he's like, "Watch," and he just whips the steak in there, and it just sits there for a second, and then he takes it out. He's like, "Try this." Their mind was probably blown. They elected this guy head chief.
Yeah, you're trying to solve a problem that happened way before science is at the point it's at now.
Yeah, they're like, holy shit, I can actually not vomit and be okay?
Guess he's dead.
There's
and then you kill him faster.
I always think, how did we find the list of poisonous things? Because someone had to die. But so say someone's got to eat it to know if it's poisonous. Fair enough. But then just say that guy's got some time on the clock left because he's not dying right away.
I think a funny point on that though is back then
fix that.
It was mostly someone who was smart, to be sure. But most of they just picked people that were sure-handed and wouldn't fuck up with a knife to do that stuff.
The thing,
nowadays, you have to make sure
I'm using today's science.
You still have to be sure-handed, but you got to be a lot smarter now and go through schooling.
Yeah.
It probably didn't.
Yeah, they're just how do we fix this problem? I don't know.
It definitely didn't go well.
Hit it with a rock. But I think that, and then they'll show ancient surgeries where they fix someone's brain tumor, and you're like, where's the line?
That was actually going to be my question.
I
want to
see the line. Where's the line at?
Ended up
ancient Egypt
having
could fix brain hemorrhages
fixing
and stuff
it
and cut holes in your
they
skull.
Figured out how it actually worked.
But then there's dudes croaking because they ate a flower. Are we just stupid?
Yeah. I would say everything in this world, for the most part, comes down to trial and error.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna have to be some sacrifices. There's no way around it.
Yeah, there's no way that the first guy who did surgery was qualified at all. He probably cleaned the thing with his spit. Like there's or maybe it did. But like how do you
I want to know how many people
they either had to try it so much that they got it to kind of work, or they just got it to work on luck every time.
Yeah, it's
well, like even if they say we
sure.
talked about cauterizing the wound earlier, how would they have known to do that? Would they think, oh wait, when I put fire to meat it cooks, so it stops bleeding? Maybe that'll happen with your leg. Like, how do you know? Yeah, like blue cheese.
I don't know. I mean, because most of that stuff, I would say most of it's documented, but anything big,
I wanna statue
like
in
Native
Washington
American
D.C. of all the people that died trying to perfect.
You would know
cheese.
if it happened there.
And I want every one of those motherfuckers' names.
I don't know if I would go that far. I would say people have probably died there, but I don't think there's been a massacre.
Isn't it weird to think that
planet.
you can't walk anywhere on this earth anymore that someone hasn't died in almost? Someone's died.
Well, yeah, but then you also got to think of the population at the time. It probably wasn't. It was nowhere near as high as it is now.
Like, say you guys got married with your wife, beautiful house you're gonna build, and they're like,
sure.
oh, that's a good plot
that
of
time,
land.
That
there
might
was
be
maybe like a mass murder
there.
You don't know. Some tribe got burned to the ground right there back in the day.
Oh, God, you're asking me stuff that I don't even remember at this point.
I just mean going back further. Like, if you go back long enough,
I will say that it does not sound wrong.
There's been a massacre there. I will guarantee it.
I mean, there are definitely things today that could maybe not cause that big of an impact, but would definitely be almost as impactful. Like
5 or more deaths.
Like if any of those volcanoes go off, they're all dead.
Well, yeah, then it would be a massacre, wouldn't it?
That could happen too.
Because 5 people dead out of like a population of 100,000.
There would definitely be a big issue there.
Wasn't there a big volcano
that
blew up that almost killed us? Like, I don't remember where I heard it, but I thought like in Asia there's a big volcano and it brought our numbers down to like 100,000.
But then that whole left side of the country is Mexico, so it's just weird.
Yeah.
I think we also have New Jersey. New York. I don't know.
The Hawaii.
Naming's weird.
Well,
yeah.
Imagine if we're sitting here and then tomorrow San Francisco
Manchester,
falls
Michigan,
into the ocean.
It's just a name.
That's such a big part of the economy cut off.
Okay, so let's think about this then. How many places in the United States do you think are named Manchester as a city? Like, how many states do you think have that?
Yeah. It's weird to think that California
like a city
used to belong to Mexico. Can you imagine if it still did? They'd have a great economy.
Like, yeah, like, I don't think
the
it's
economy
that high.
of California is better than some
5.
nations. So, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, New Mexico, we own that for some reason.
To be fair, we hardly know more than anything outside of our state.
Own it.
Unless it's major history.
New York. Yeah. And then you got Louisiana has that
famous
Paris
battles
thing
happening in Indiana? I mean, they had
Paris,
Fort Wayne,
Louisiana.
But
so that's a scam. Yeah, it's kind of a scam, though, when you think. As like a city in it?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we do end up learning a decent amount about other countries throughout school.
Listen, I don't know if you know this, Brad, but United States geography lessons, we don't know a lot about the rest of the world. Or our world.
Yeah, let's see how we fucked up hardcore.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what famous battles happened in Indiana. Couldn't tell you.
A lot.
Maybe.
It definitely.
I don't know what the fuck
was more than.
But it's weird because like people in Europe, like each nation knows kind of the other one's history a little bit, like a little. You know, you're not great, except when you get to like London, you got that guy that's like drunk and in a union's like, oh, what are you all about? Like that guy, he doesn't know. He barely speaks English. That guy doesn't know what's going on.
I mean, look at it this way: it's a beta. It's got issues. No one's gonna deny that. I mean, there's connectivity.
We learn about other countries that we fucked with. We don't learn about other countries for learning. Be but like, yeah, we tried to.
I would say I enjoyed it because as someone that played Black Ops 4 much longer than they should have.
How many terrifying?
It's definitely a good change of pace. I think Black Ops 4 has good gameplay. I think it's fun to play.
Like, that had to bring out
some
mutants.
Different to where more people can enjoy it. Hopefully they'll be more fair in monetization. But you know,
more than 12.
It's Activision.
Fair
so
enough.
It's gonna get
I will say you are correct. I would think that's correct. But speaking of napalm, Brad, we can finally talk about your favorite subject.
Well, yeah, because I would honestly say the kills already feel more rewarding, just from one, sound effects, visual effects, but two, I like having the kill streaks back to where it is, because then you can't have people just farming
your app and load back in after every game
for points. And even now, you have to put on a certain perk if you want your kill streaks to wrap around, I think.
Yeah.
You know what? No, maybe they do. I don't remember. I didn't look too deeply into the perks. No, maybe you can. Either way.
See, I would relate it like this. Black Ops 4 is fun to play.
Yeah, it would.
But I feel Call of Duty, whatever we're calling it, Modern Warfare, is going to feel more rewarding to play.
Depending on where those deaths happened. I think it's just because they made a big change to the graphical engine of it.
Yeah, you're speaking to the choir on that one. Just. Oh, that's a perk. You can't like once you get your kill streaks, they're gone.
Yeah, I can see what you mean on that.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I got.
They wanted to make a big change just because of how many people were complaining that Call of Duty feels the same year after year.
That would definitely change the game if some dude couldn't go like 55 and 30 or 55
We gotta make a change to gameplay somehow.
And just constantly keep getting attack choppers.
It's one of those things that you have to just play with.
The thing I'm most annoyed about with this beta,
before you can
it's
make
called Call of
Duty,
but it's not Call of Duty. It's different. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just I mean, I don't like the graphics, but I can get over that. I'm just saying, like, it feels way more, like, it wants you to sit in a building, it wants you to hold angles, it doesn't want you to jump around a corner with a SOG and just hipfire kill everyone. It's...
Yeah, that's why, I mean, there is a heartbeat sensor, but you have to use it as a tactical.
Yeah, it definitely it does change, and I don't know if I like it.
If you turn the ADS up enough, you can.
I think it will get more people
clips all the time. Yeah.
It's just like it feels like a Battlefield hardline.
Yeah.
Where it's not quite Battlefield. It's a middle ground. You know, you're trying to have a little bit more run and gun to it than usual.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would say.
Yeah, I would say that. Also, I cannot tell you how frustrating it is to play a team that they all are just like peeking around a wall, hugging it.
Yeah, just
with a fucking.
If you're not peeking them first, you're getting popped
with a grip. Like it is just it melts you. You get melted in this game.
Yeah, it seems like that middle perk slot has more useful perks than it should have in there.
To where I could kill them. The sniper, I like the sniper. The sniper's very good. Oh, I told you can whip around, dude.
The weirdest thing to me is that dead silence isn't
see, that's what I mean, though. Sniping in this game doesn't seem like it's for montages. It seems like a counter to people who are just going to hold an angle.
I mean, it's a cool implementation because, true, you don't need dead silence all the time, and then you have an open perk slot.
Instead of just knowing
but then you're getting rid of field order, which could be more useful to you.
Yeah, because like you can't. You sure you have an LMG, you can hold along.
I thought they said that you could take 2 field orders. But some dude with the
sniper is just gonna bang.
And you could decide which one you want to use. But I don't know if they implemented that for the beta or they changed their mind on it.
Yeah, some of the perks are weird. Like just I haven't figured out everything.
No, yeah, that's what it is. But I thought
what I want to run.
I'm pretty sure they said that they wanted to implement where you take 2 and you can choose one to use whenever, like at the time.
I was thinking that. It seems a bit like, it's not really balanced, because some of those I'd like to have, but
yeah.
Can't.
But I think it's like, which one you use determines how long it takes.
Like,
like if you use
speeds
the
up how quick
slow one, it's going to be slow,
so,
then after you use it, and you recharge. Yeah, but that's only useful if you're 1 out of ammo,
the munitions
or 2,
thing
say
in this
you're
game
sniping,
is
but
stupid.
you don't have an overkill.
If you're like holding angles.
Yeah, that's a thing. Does it give you a random gun that just has attachments on it, or does it give you a certain class of gun?
Shield.
Now that would be something. Yeah.
I mean, that might bring some balance if you have like one that's a fast charge and one that's a slow,
and
you're just stuck in a medium ground for what you can use.
Apparently, during the like recording event, that was part
the
of
one
the
that just gives you a random high-powered
where
gun.
like you would run over a munitions box and you could randomly get a gun from it. But they probably figured that was too broken, so they like, let's make it something else.
But what does that even mean, a high-powered weapon? Like, is it just going to give me a shotgun from both? FMJ? Like, what does it mean? I haven't used it. I don't know, I thought it was going to spawn me with a fucking thunder gun or a ray gun. And I was like, well, this is always worth it. Like, why would I not use this?
I don't know. That's really hard to say because the only thing we have to look forward to next is.
I mean, honestly, I would have had that in the game just for see how it would work and balance.
So I just don't know at the moment. There's not enough information out there to know. Okay, are they making Black Ops 5, or are they going to also go back to the drawing board and just say, all right, the next one's just Call of Duty Black Ops?
So it seems like they made. So it was too broken, so they put it on a slow timer?
No, I definitely don't think it will.
Yeah. Now, do you think this is going to change how Call of Duties in the future are made or look or play?
Yeah.
Or do you think this is going to be a flash in the fire or flash in the pan? This is just a one-time thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I don't mean like in terms of rebooting a series. I mean, do you think that Black Ops 5 would play more like how Modern Warfare is playing right now?
You might see that, but you definitely wouldn't see
a standard Black Ops
map. It would definitely be an iteration
there's
after
a middle
that.
path, and then there's two
because
flanking paths on each side that both teams can use.
They'd already be too deep in the
Sometimes
cycle of the next game, like the production cycle, to where it'd be hard to change what their vision
but for most part, it's a 3-lane thing.
But who knows? I mean,
it's kind of like
you're
playing League,
what
but
their
on a
vision
smaller
actually is at this point.
That is a basic Black Ops map to me. But in this one, it's kind of like angled, like
it definitely does seem like that,
the cave map, for example. It's like the cave is a huge section of fighting, but then there's multiple different ways. Like there's only there's 4 ways out of the cave.
I mean, just
and
imagine
then there's so many other places
if they could have released this instead of Infinite Warfare. Now,
I
for one don't have a problem with Infinite Warfare. I think was alright.
I'm just wondering, do you think that
if
this
Call
game
of Duty
does
wasn't going in the direction of future, and they weren't just
gun
forced
recoil
into that,
works and
this was the next game, I think we'd be on a very
different
place than we are right now with the series. No, I definitely watched it though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This seems like what Ghost was supposed to be. This game seems like what Call of Duty Ghost was supposed to be. Ghost always, to me, seemed like... I really liked it, but something was missing. It was only a portion of the meal. This seems like what they were going for.
Yeah, you really can't. So we'll just have to see where
don't.
this story goes, because it's supposed to be pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Thank you, games journalism, for complaining about everything.
Yeah. Because even if you remember the storyline for Ghost, I don't know if you played the story for it. It was stupid.
No, yeah, just the random ones that try to find a problem with every single game that comes out.
But it brought up some points that, like, it had huge torture stuff in it.
It's
torture
like
was a huge part
that'll
of that.
get into the series at a middle point, so starting from the beginning and then trying to say something shit.
Like,
it's like, well, then you don't understand because you haven't been there from the first time,
right now,
so why are you trying to get into it now?
Maybe we're going for, but it was too early. It was too early to do all that. Like, you couldn't kill a bunch of civilians again. It was too soon.
There's a pretty important story there.
Yeah, I mean, white phosphorus isn't a game, and we all know about that.
It's important to know why he has to make a clone, isn't it? I mean, to be fair, that doesn't matter now.
Well, I mean,
because it's not like he needs
an actual
one anymore.
games journalist are like the ones that just complain, because there's a difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that want to be identified as Zimzer. Yeah.
Who knows, yeah.
You're telling me Naruto has to have a clone to use his Rasengan? Yeah. That's stupid.
But neither of us are good at singing, so you know.
Yeah, important. Story? It was a story. I'll give it that. I guess. It more just describes his personality than it does. No, well, I mean, once you ascend to badass like that, where you can nuke half a continent. No, you don't really need it. Well, let's kick into a feature that might be gone next time we do this. Who knows? It's the scary creature of the week. Now, if I had a jingle go like scary creature of the week, like a little something like a little bop, but we don't have that. No, so you'll just get this is scary creature of the week. So I was sitting on Instagram again. Funny story.
Good point.
And I was going through, and it was like list of the most terrifying things you haven't heard of, and I was like, well, that gets my attention. I think I'll click on this. And it wasn't like, there was some parasites in there, the ones that like take over praying mantises and stuff like that. And they shoot out of their head when there's water around, because they want to live in water, apparently. But then I found this thing. Now, if you don't know what it is, just type it into your phone, as I'll tell you a little about it. It's the diving bell spider. Now, I already don't like spiders, Brad, to be honest with you. I know they're important, but that doesn't mean I have to like them. Yeah, well, if I saw this thing, I'd literally kill myself, because I can't kill it with water. And, well, it's probably really quick.
Huh.
It's pretty big, too.
Yeah, that...
So anyways, this is one of those weird spiders, because it's like a water spider, where it's like fucking with something it shouldn't be. Like, water should be ultimate killer of spider. But in this case, it's not. This thing literally, it spends most of its life underwater. Let's get that out of the way right away. It builds its nest underwater. So, that should tell you a little something. It literally swims. This motherfucker just is like, looks like Phelps in the water. He is just going for it when they're swimming. And I tried to understand how it could live underwater, and a couple things. One, spiders are weird. They're not like us. Like, when you get out of the shower, if you have arm hair, there's like some residual, like, water on your hair. Well, see, that happens with this spider, but that's air pockets that it'll just use to breathe.
Right around.
So, yeah, I don't quite understand it. But when
that is nature at
they'll
its
knit together
most
their web underwater, and it's basically like how you can make your clothes like water resistant or proof,
yeah.
where the water just bounce off of it. But it'll do that to like twigs and stuff. Yeah, like how I did in Boy Scouts.
That's a bad choice.
You. And so
yeah,
so it'll just make a nest underwater out of like twigs and leaves and some rocks, and it'll chill down there, and it'll go up and down. You know, it'll go up to like maybe find something to eat, and then it'll go back down for safety.
Oh,
but these things can be like
today.
Sometimes they can.
I was
going to
say something that happened on
so
Sunday.
These boys gotta swim. And if I was in a river or a lake and saw this thing diving towards the bottom, I'd get out immediately. Because there's something wrong
But if I could say
place.
one good thing that happened to me this week, I got a free hat. You know, that's pretty cool.
I'd see and be
I
like,
have to clean it, but I did get a free hat. I'm not going to go into the details of how I got that hat, because it's not important. But I got a free hat.
Yeah,
so.
it's Mother Nature cooking up shit she shouldn't have been.
Yeah, the turtle wasn't in my hand,
it's
so
like
that's
when
a
your
good
parents
plus.
leave for the first time, you're like 15, you're like, I'm going to have a beer. And you're like, okay. Yeah, sure thing,
What about
buddy.
you? What do you
Tastes
got?
like shit, but now I love it. So that concludes our Scary Creature of the Week, and now you get to go on to the ending, Brad. So what's one good thing that happened to you this week, this whole past week?
You gotta have something.
From Monday till today. Yep, Monday to today. Well, I mean, it happened today, you know, anytime. Oh. No.
I mean, yeah, that would be pretty good. I mean...
You did?
Yeah, it's not bad. Depends on the connotation, I guess, but yeah. I would... Overall, it might be pretty good.
I also got a hat that a turtle was in, but... No, there was not a turtle in that hat.
Dead in the water. And that's...
My one good thing that happened to me this week?
No. No.
Life's a bunch of sadness. What's one good thing that happened?
Alright, well, let's end it there. Goodbye.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think what cool thing did happen. Oh, a random character who was not important told me I reminded of Jonah Hill. So you have that. That's one good thing that happened to me. Yeah. I mean, good or bad, whatever you want to say about it. Alright. Well, that'll conclude us for this lovely pilot episode. I wonder if this will last, or it'll be like one of those shows on Fox where they just cancel it after 2 episodes. Yeah, whatever happened to the off the boat? You remember that show? It was like recent. It's about an Asian family. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. Oh yeah. Well, bye.